The wind shifted suddenly. It carried the sharp scent of wet leaves and cold earth. Mira stepped forward, her small shoes pressed into the mud with a soft, trembling sound. She looked around. The trees stood like tall, silent guards. Their branches stretched overhead, blocking the sky. A heavy stillness wrapped around her. The forest felt alive, as if every shadow watched her. Her breath turned shallow. The air tasted damp and metallic, strange on her tongue. She whispered her mother's name. Her voice faded quickly, swallowed by the thick air. A faint rustling sound came from behind her. Mira turned fast, her heartbeat thudding painfully in her chest. Nothing moved. Only trees. Only darkness between them. She took another step. Dry branches cracked beneath her feet. The noise echoed far too loudly. Her skin prickled. The hairs on her arms rose as if touched by unseen fingers. A low hum drifted through the forest. Soft at first, like a distant whisper. Then stronger, closer, unsettlingly familiar. Mira froze. Her throat tightened. The hum sounded like someone calling her. Her name floated through the trees. Clear, cold, perfectly spoken. She felt a painful knot twist in her stomach. No one should be here. No one should know her name. The voice called again, this time from her left. Her right. Behind her. Every direction at once. Her legs began to shake. Her hands turned cold as she clutched the edge of her dress. The forest grew darker. The air became heavier. The smell of moss and wet bark thickened around her. Her heartbeat pounded in her ears. She forced herself to breathe. Each breath felt too loud. Too exposed. The voice called again, but now it sounded wrong. Too smooth. Too calm. Too close. Mira turned slowly, her eyes wide, her breath trapped inside her chest. She saw something move between the trees. A figure, small like her, but not walking, not standing. It floated gently above the ground. Mira's lips parted in silent terror. Her body refused to move. The figure tilted its head. Its long hair swayed without any wind. Mira blinked hard. Her vision blurred for a moment. When it cleared, the figure was closer. A soft glow surrounded it. Pale, cold, unnatural. Mira stepped back. Her heel struck a root hidden beneath the leaves. She nearly fell. The figure raised an arm. Slowly, deliberately, Mira felt the cold of the forest deepen. The air pressed against her skin. Her eyes stung. The figure stretched one finger toward her. Then it spoke her name again. This time with a soft, chilling sweetness. Her voice finally returned. Just enough for a trembling whisper. Her words shook as they escaped her lips. Who are you? Mira's whisper trembled through the thick forest. The figure tilted its head slowly. Its hair shimmered with a light that was not sunlight. It floated closer, silently. No sound of feet, no rustle of leaves. Only the soft hum that seemed to vibrate through Mira's bones. Mira's heart hammered against her ribs. She wanted to run. Her legs refused to obey. Her eyes darted around, seeking an escape. The trees loomed closer, closing in like a cage. The figure raised both hands now. Its long fingers stretched outward, almost inviting. Its face remained hidden beneath the shadow of hair. Mira wanted to scream. Her voice cracked, caught in her throat. Do not be afraid, the figure whispered. The words were smooth, yet they carried a weight that made the air itself tremble. Mira took a step back. Her foot slipped on damp moss. She fell hard against the roots of a tree. Pain shot through her shoulder, but she barely noticed. Her eyes never left the figure. A chill ran down her spine. The humming grew louder. It was not a voice, not a song. It was something else, something that lived between the spaces of the forest. It vibrated through her teeth, her bones, her very skin. The figure extended a hand. Its palm glowed faintly in the dim light. Mira felt a pull, an almost magnetic draw toward it. Her mind screamed for her to flee. Her body moved forward anyway. The forest seemed to shift around her. The trees leaned inward, their branches like crooked fingers. Shadows stretched long and thin. Mira's stomach twisted with fear and awe. The air smelled of wet soil, rotting leaves, and something sharp, metallic, and unplaceable. The figure's whisper came again, this time in her mind. It was not spoken aloud. It was inside her head, crawling along her thoughts, pressing them into obedience. Come, it said. Do not resist. I have been waiting. Myra's eyes widened. Her legs moved of their own accord. She felt as though the forest itself guided her. Every root, every rock, every shadow pointed her toward the figure. She stumbled through the underbrush. Branches scratched her arms and face. The dirt stained her knees. Her breath came in sharp, ragged bursts. Yet she could not stop. The figure floated ahead, slow and deliberate. Its glow pulsed softly, illuminating the dense fog that rose from the forest floor. The trees now seemed alive. They twisted, their trunks bending in unnatural ways. Mira felt eyes watching her from every shadow. Animal eyes, human eyes, eyes that were neither. A sudden screech shattered the silence. It was loud, raw, and echoed like it came from every direction at once. Mira screamed. The sound tore through her throat, raw and desperate. The figure did not flinch. Its glowing eyes, now visible through strands of hair, were calm. Too calm. The ground beneath her feet shifted. She stumbled into a shallow depression. Her hands brushed against cold, slick stone. The stone was carved with strange symbols. Symbols that pulsed faintly under her touch, as if alive. Myra's skin crawled. Her mind struggled to understand. Why did the symbols seem to move? Why did the air feel thick, almost liquid around them? The figure reached out. Its fingers hovered above the stone. The symbols flared, casting dancing shadows across the forest. The trees shivered as if shivering was their only defense. The shadows seemed to stretch into shapes that were not there. Shapes that whispered. Shapes that hissed. Myra's body froze. A voice spoke from the shadows, not her own. Soft, fragile, and terrified. Do not trust. The words cut off abruptly. Mira spun around. No one was there. Only the fog, thick and suffocating. Only the trees, bending toward her like they wanted to swallow her whole. The figure turned toward her. Its face was no longer hidden. Myra's breath caught. The face looked exactly like hers. Her features, her eyes, her trembling lips. It smiled. Not a warm smile, not a kind smile, a knowing smile. The smile of someone who had watched, waited, and drawn strength from fear itself. Myra's knees buckled. The world spun. The forest groaned around her. She tried to scream. The voice died in her throat. Her own face mirrored in the figure. Its expression was mocking, patient, eternal. The figure raised its hand toward her. Mira felt the pull again. Stronger, almost irresistible. Her limbs ached, trembling violently. Her mind fought back. Images flashed before her eyes. Her parents, her home, sunlight, laughter. All distant, all fading. The forest itself seemed to bend, to breathe. Every leaf, every shadow, every branch moved as if alive. The fog thickened until Mira could barely see the figure. The glow pulsed like a heartbeat. Closer, closer. Mira fell to the ground, gasping. Her fingers dug into the wet soil. Her nails tore at moss and dirt. The figure hovered just above her. Its face, her face, smiling, patient, unyielding. A whisper slithered through her mind again. You belong to the forest now. Mira felt her own thoughts slip away. Her own voice disappeared. Her body felt cold, heavy, unreal. The figure's hand hovered above her chest. Its fingers touched lightly, and suddenly, Mira felt every heartbeat of the forest inside her. Every pulse, every vibration, every whisper. She screamed silently, her mind fractured between fear and a strange, intoxicating clarity. She could hear the trees breathing, the stones whispering, the shadows calling her name. And the figure smiled. The forest had her. Her name echoed once more. Mira understood now. She had not lost the forest. The forest had claimed her. And yet, deep inside, a tiny spark of her own voice remained. A thread of herself that whispered, just enough to remember, just enough to hope. Myra's mind floated between fear and awareness. The forest's pulse throbbed in her veins, yet a small spark of herself remained. She focused on that spark. Her own name whispered in her heart, steady and defiant. The figure above her paused. Its smile faltered. For the first time, it seemed uncertain. Mira forced herself to stand. Her legs trembled violently. The fog swirled around her, thick and cold, but she pressed forward. I am me, she whispered aloud. Her voice shook, but it carried through the forest. The words pulsed with power. A thread of her own identity, fragile yet unyielding. The figure's glow dimmed. Its features wavered. It was no longer entirely her. Shadows clawed at it, but it could not touch the spark inside her. Mira took another step. The forest seemed to push back. Branches reached for her, roots tangled beneath her feet, yet she moved. She remembered sunlight. She remembered warmth. She remembered the laughter of her parents. The figure raised its hand one last time. The glow flickered, then faded. The air grew lighter, almost breathable. The whispers of the trees softened, no longer pressing into her mind. Mira ran. Each step carried her farther from the figure, farther from the shadows, from the cold, from the forest's strange heartbeat. The trees parted as if granting her passage. The fog lifted slightly, revealing familiar shapes. Sunlight broke through the canopy. It touched her face, warm and gentle. She gasped, tasting air that was no longer heavy, no longer foreign. Mira stumbled into a small clearing. Her shoes were muddy, her clothes torn. Her arms bore scratches, yet she felt alive, whole. The forest behind her remained silent. The fog lingered at the edges, as if waiting. Mira knew it would never fully release its claim. But she had reclaimed herself. She looked back once. No figure, no glow, only shadows among the trees. A memory of fear, vivid but fading. Mira stepped forward. Her heart steadied. Her mind cleared. The forest was vast and strange. But she was stronger than its whispers. And with each step toward the open path, she carried herself fully, alive, brave, and unbroken. The forest held its secrets. But Mira would carry her own story.